Hi, this is Jen with Unchained Crochet. I'm not going to edit any of this video tonight. I'm just going to wing it. I've got some notes here because there's a lot of topics I want to cover in a short amount of time. So got myself a little bit more prepared tonight so we don't have an hour-long video of just chit-chat. So let's see. The topic tonight is how I stay productive and get things done. I don't get everything finished. I feel like some things are not meant to be finished. Some things, just like relationships, they may not last forever, but you know, you grow, you learn from it, and you know, it got as far as it was supposed to get. So that's how I look at my projects, my whips. I don't know my number of whips. There's tons. There's at least 25 behind me right here that are knit or crochet, mostly knit. And I feel like it's either a head start, or if it never gets completed, it wasn't meant to get completed, and I will frog it and I'll make something that I'm more interested in. I am neither a product or project, I think that's the word we use, product or process person. I enjoy both. So I'm kind of equally, you know, left and right brain kind of thing with crochet. You know, you either enjoy the process and that's why you stitch, or you enjoy the product, having the product. Mine is equal on both sides. I love to teach. I'm not a teacher for my work, but I do love to teach people. I feel like we all have something to offer each other. Let me get my glasses on. I'm having a hard time reading my notes. My handwriting's sloppy. I'm a lefty. Left is right. Crochet with Sandy. Thank you, girl. Us lefties that ruling the world. Okay, so anyway, one way that I get things done, my job allows time to crochet. I love my job dearly. It is the highlight of my life. I also rotate whips, especially when I'm crocheting for Christmas, or I have several birthdays. We have several summer birthdays in the family. I will rotate the whips to not get too bored with one project. I get bored easily. Here I go sweating. It's either sweating or cold. So tonight is sweating. I also organize and reorganize. And when I organize, it's usually when I'm in a stitching funk per se. That's F-U-N-K, so y'all know. When I'm in a stitching funk, I may start a whole lot of projects and just get sick of them all and throw my hands up. But if I reorganize, then that puts more fuel in my fire, and it helps me to focus and prioritize my projects. I've learned this on my job too as well, in other positions that I have held in my field, that tend to what will get done the fastest unless there's something urgent and pressing. So if you have a gift that you're trying to get done in a shorter amount of time, that would be the one to focus on. That's a more urgent patient per se. And then the next one would be after that. The next priority is, like, if you have a lot to do all at the same time, you would then prioritize the ones that are the fastest ones, that you're in and out to do a procedure, and you go on. So whatever's going to get done the fastest. And then the bigger ones, I also, since I started my channel, that has helped me to focus. I went a little haywire with starting too many whips when I was fresh out of my surgery, and just thinking, oh well, I want to do all these tutorials and everything, and there's only so much time in a day. Realize that you're human, accept your humanity, and you know, that is the way really to be happy in life. Don't beat yourself up. I like to work ahead of season. I like to wear things that are I like to work on things that are wearables. I have a lot of wearables, and I've got the most, I believe now, are crochet. My knit items have kind of gone by the wayside. I did a lot of knitting for like 7 or 8 years. I was almost exclusively knitting because I didn't know how to really crochet a garment that I liked wearing that suited my shape. And then a lot of the yarns at the time were thicker yarns, and now we have like tons of yarns to choose from, like from Ice, from Hobie, that are DK weight or sock weight, you know, that are thinner and nicer to wear. And there's some worsted weights now that are more lightweight and breathable. Like for example, the Sweet Divinity from Hobby Lobby. I love that. And then there's Basic Stitch from Lion Brand, which I'm going to show tonight. My feeling on it is that it has a little bit more breathability to it. It has a nice shine, but it's not too shiny. A nice sheen, I would say. And it has a very nice hand to it as well. So working ahead of season, this is a project that will be a quick tutorial, I feel like. If I never get to the tutorial, forgive me. You can kind of look at it and get ideas for yourself. It's a simple project. But this is called Miss Priss. This was my drawing that I started out with. And inside here, the heart shape, that's the back of the 2 panels. It's just 2 rectangles that have a ruffled look to them. This is the front, all double crochet right there. And then it goes into some treble shells of a ruffle. So Miss Priss, she is Miss Priss because she's got a ruffle. And I think it would look great with pearls, especially some natural colored pearls. I'm not big on jewelry so much, but when it comes to coordinating outfits, I think that would be great. I may try that. So this is Miss Priss. You basically got a long rectangle, and you can make one of several different items with this. What I showed here can either be seamed up the back and the front to leave a neck hole. You can seam down fold it in half. You can seam down here, make this part the double crochet section 1/4 of your bust plus a little ease. So measure yourself all the way around and then divide that by 4. So that's what I did, is I divided by 4, and it goes from here to here, and it will go over the shoulder like that, and then there'll be another piece right there. I think I may make mine a cardigan and maybe put a little bit of a shell edging on the front. It has, like, if you make the cardigan, you're gonna have 2 ruffly looking sleeves, you know, and you can close it here. If you want to leave it open and just stitch at the back, you can have it as a ruana with 2 pieces. Sorry, I've got a little fiber here. Big surprise. So again, I'll double crochet until you get it as wide as you want for whatever you're using it for. It could also be a wrap. The ruffle is not ridiculously ruffly, so it doesn't look a little girlish, and it's a nice neutral taupe color. But you can wear it as a wrap. You know, put a shawl pick on or a brooch. So that's that. So basically, you can make 1, have a wrap. You can make 2, stitch it up the back. Sorry, hold on. I think I have fiber in my throat now. Ooh, I think I need to get an air filter for all the fiber. It's crazy. You can stitch it 2 pieces, stitch it up the back, leave the front open, leave the sides open, you got a ruana. Stitch 2 pieces, stitch it up the back, close the front with a ribbon, tie it shut, or use a button on one side, and you got yourself a button ruana. Stitch up the back, stitch up the sides, you've got yourself a cardigan. Tie it in the front or use a button. It's very simple construction. You could also stitch up the back, stitch up the front, leave a neck opening, and have it be a poncho. Leave the sides open. Close it all up, the sides. And where I plan to stitch is right inside between the ruffle and the body. That way this is kind of a ruffle side effect here below the arms. But you can stitch up all the seams and have yourself a top. So really there's like 5-6 ways you can wear this particular project. Love those kind of projects, the flexibility of it. So that is why she's called Miss Priss. She thinks she can be anything and do everything. And I think it's a very appropriate name. I might be, what do you call it when you self-identify? I self-identify with that a little bit, trying to be everything and do everything. Be everything you can to everybody. Paul did it in the Bible. He said he became everything to everyone. So, anyway, that is Miss Priss. And again, it's Lion Brand Basic Stitch. I'll do a close-up. Those are just a V-stitch row, and then there's a 3 treble shells. A V-stitch row, 3 double shells. Or treble. 3 treble shells. It makes a nice netting look. And then toward the outer edge, I just did 3 rows of the treble shells. Very easy project. I don't remember how many stitches I started with. And yours would be however long you want it. You know, if you want it to be a wrap, make it that your starting foundation that long. If you want it to go over, throw your chain over your shoulder, you know, or on the front, double it. You know, that kind of thing. Not a whole lot of counting. And you can adjust your stitch count if you need to. Say you got 1 extra one, just skip an extra chain when you start your ruffle. Not a big deal. If you need to add one at the edge. Who cares? Nobody's going to notice but you. I think it's crazy how we get caught up in patterns and everybody else's stitch counts and, oh, I'm off a stitch. What am I going to do? And you panic, you know. Make a stitch up. Who cares? Who cares? Overall, you know, one flaw is not going to show. And if you think you make a lot of boo-boos, just do a lot of boo-boos all over the place, and eventually it's going to look like you meant to do it. Right, Fiber Spider? I love that knit shawl he did that has like no, it's just like random lace. And he did it for the was it the 2020 challenge? Everybody did a scarf. I missed out on that challenge. So let me get back to my list. So that is Miss Priss. Oh, so I have a new idea. About 7, oh goodness, this is 2020. Okay, it was 2011 to 2012, so 8-9 years ago. I lost almost 100 pounds. And all I did was start riding my bike and start walking. So I'm trying to figure out how I can work that out with my schedule. I may start working 12-hour shifts again and go down to fewer days. And I still want to keep up with my channel, obviously, and get my things done. So I think that I'm going to start being a crow walker and get a GoPro. When I lost weight, I just started riding my bike and walking, and the more I did it, the more I loved it. I'd go out bike riding and maybe not feel so up to it one day, and I would just start riding and like plan to go out maybe 30 minutes. There was one time I planned for 30 minutes, and I went out and rode my bike for 4 hours, and I had a blast. If you ease into it, you don't get so sore. You know, you build up your stamina, and you will lose weight. You don't have to change your diet and everything. I don't even like the word diet. It has the word die in it for a reason. We were meant to eat. We were meant to fuel our bodies with nourishment. I do need to eat better things that are good for me, that are healthy, for energy, you know, so that your cells can do the rebuilding they need to do. So I do plan to get a GoPro and work that out. Maybe have make one of my little bally bags and have it hang from my wrist and crochet and just walk and not even look where I'm going. Maybe a few feet in front of me. We have like a trail over by our place, and then there's an old railroad that used to be a railroad that now is a trail that people bike on, so I might do that. And then my favorite park, Hummel Park, where I live, it has a big, all the way around the park, there's walking paths and riding paths. So those three things there, I plan to do it, get out there and do it, especially once my knee gets better. I may just bundle it up and go when it's still cold. Cold is actually good for your body. It speeds up your metabolism. It kind of resets your circadian rhythm to be out and get some light. It goes through your retina onto your suprachiasmatic nucleus of the brain, which is the master clock of your circadian rhythm, and all your organs have a little matching clock. Don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah, I learned that several years ago. So I want to get back in shape. I want to feel better. I was feeling so good when I lost the weight, and I've kind of just let myself go again. I haven't gained it all back, but I've probably 45, 50 pounds, about that. So, and it's not even really about my size, it's how I feel. So, you know, I know I'm a beautiful person, but I am starting to feel older than my age again, which is bad. I don't want to feel older than my age. I want to feel youthful again. So next up, slip slop top, slip slop mystery top. This is a tutorial on my channel. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. I have a few vids on there now, I think, and I've been working on mine. It is made with Lion Brand teacup. It is just like mandala. I think it has more flex of blending to it. So I love all the speckles in it. And I am on the slip slop because it's a sloppy, boxy kind of sweater. And you don't have two sleeves to make. You just have one sleeve, so you don't have to worry about matching the sleeves up to each other. So now I am on the wide side where I'm going vertical with it, and it's going to go all the way to the cuff. This side is going to get a sleeve. So this side is done. I just have to make the sleeve. I have to stitch it up, chain up, and then I'll keep working with that same yarn and do my sleeve. And the only thing really to match up is the cuffs. So I do love this. If we get a chance to go to Florida this spring, I want to wear this. I think it would be very cute in Florida. Throw on some white capris or something. So because I got 9 rows, it takes 18 rows for this sloppy side. I got 9 rows done on that today. So my reward is to do a Sew-Cro project for myself. I'll get into that in just a few minutes. Okay, oh yeah, and I do use a reward system for myself. If there's something I'm really wanting to work on or even start, I'll give myself a small goal. Like this today, I did the 9 rows, so that my reward is that I get to start my other project, my Sew-Cro project. It's just Sew-Cro. What I'm wearing tonight is the Adirondack wrap. If you haven't made one, I highly recommend it. It's a free pattern. Very simple, double crochets. I think it's every 4th row. You do either an X stitch row or you do a fillet row. It's very, very easy. And she has tassels on hers. I never made mine. I don't know where my yarn's at now. It's buried somewhere in the dough bowl. I don't care about the tassels much. And this is the second one that I made. This is the first one. It's a bit Eastery, so it is nice for the spring. But I think because of the plum, it's like a mauvish plum in there. I think because of the plum, it kind of makes it where it's not too Easter egg looking. You know, the mauve and the plum really help to calm it down. But to me, it's just like a ray of sunshine. Doesn't that look like sunshine on a slightly cloudy day? I mean, it's just, I love it. when we lived in our other apartment, we didn't have a washer and dryer, and I loved wearing that to go to the laundromat because it was a little chilly in there because they kept the air on because of the dryers working up so much heat. And that's what I wore a lot to the laundromat. Okay, up next. Hold on a second. You haven't even gotten ready, have you?
Oh, okay, I'm coming soon. Just a minute.
That's what you always say, you're coming soon.
Yeah, soon. Coming.
So, coming soon to you usually means 2 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Are you coming soon?
Okay, see me now.
My husband is going to visit tonight, so you can meet and greet my husband. So I will, okay, right now I want to go ahead and do a shout out. I stumbled on through one of the lives I was watching. Now I can't even remember whose show it was. It was a crochet live in the chat. And I think it's Sunshine Cooper. Somebody had come in there, and then I found their channel. I was checking their channel out. We were all, maybe it was Left is Right Crochet with Sandy. We all kind of check each other's channels out and sub. So I come across Sunshine Cooper's channel. I think that's who it is, unless they were just a moderator. Anyways, I seen the girl sing today. That popped up. I subbed her. She's in the Philippines. And sorry it was late here and I can't remember your name. But Kayla and Michael do dumpster diving. I met Kayla on there. She's a moderator there. And it's a networking channel, or at least the live is for networking. So it was very nice to meet you, Kayla. I wanted to let you know that I'm thinking of you and your husband and wishing you the best. And everybody go check them out. And if that's something that interests you, sub them. I haven't gotten a lot of time yet to dive into their channel to watch, but I do plan to watch. It intrigues me because when I was a kid, Grandpa, and even as an adult, when my grandpa was still very active, he had lived through the Great Depression, and you know, he was a waste not, want not person. You know, he'd draw that out, waste not, want not, and you know, anything I was gonna throw out. The jelly jar one time when he lived with us and I took care of him, the jelly jar had a little bit of jelly left in it, and he said, "Don't throw that away." And he put some milk in it and shook it up and made himself a grape jelly milkshake, and he drank it. But Grandpa did a lot of dumpster diving. One time he had given my aunt some green beans to make, and I think they cooked them up, and then later found out they were from a dumpster, some home canned green beans. So then they were all worried they were going to get botulism. They all lived through it. So, but Grandpa, he was big into dumpster diving, and I've contemplated it before. Maybe when I get in better shape with my crow walking. I'm not into diving in any dumpster right now. Gotta get this knee better and get walking. So anyway, that was good times. I loved the time that I had my grandpa living with us and my kids when they were little. We have such fond memories. He would play his harmonica for my girls, and he couldn't remember that I was his granddaughter, so he called me the boss lady and his housekeeper. That was his two terms for me, the boss lady and his housekeeper. So he would call my girls the dancing girls, because when he first moved in with us, he played the harmonica for them, and they were little. You know, my youngest, she was maybe two and a half or 3. And they're all stair steps, so they're a couple years apart. The oldest was about 6, and the middle was about 4. They just all locked arms and danced a jig for him while he played the harmonica. So he called them the dancing girls. Where's the dancing girls? When they went to school. Oh, good times. And I miss them terribly. I'm sure my kids do too. So let's see. We talked about the wraps. Gave the shout out. He's still not ready yet, so I'll go ahead and share the Sew-Cro project. And you can see my reward for the day is tonight I get to start this. I'm not even sure what this yarn is. I think this might be some DK weight, so I may or may not include that one. But I made a marled walking poncho. It's back here in the chair with a bunch of other junk, a bunch of other projects that are finished objects. That's my guest that always sits in the chair right now. I need to clean that up. But I made a marled walking poncho, and marling is holding two strands together basically. And I've been using my fingering weights for that. But I have, you know, these purples and gray. Oops, I knew that was going to happen. I just have those. And I'm going to make a headband, a marled headband scarf thingy. So the headband portion of it's going to go around my head, but that's not going to tie or button. What I'm going to do is make it wide and probably do a shell stitch or a block stitch like this, because I like that sideways angles to it, and change the yarns out for each row. And then I love the batiks. I found some more of my batiks yesterday when I made my crochet hook case. If you haven't watched that video from yesterday yet and you like sewing, you might want to check that out. But I have these yarns, and then the ties, these will be marled, and then the ties are going to be these two batiks. And I have some Sweet Divinity yarn that I'm making a spring top with. That's going to get up on my priority list because I want to wear this with it. But not only is it going to be crochet and then the ties are going to hang down and be kind of long, I'm also going to make a pocket on one of the ties at the end to hold my glasses. I don't want to wear the chain kind of thing that hangs down and gets all tangled up in your hair and your clothes and everything. So I just thought, you know, I'm going to make this headscarf thing and make a pocket for my glasses. And then I'll have my reading glasses, have at least one pair with me when I have my headscarf on. So that is that. Once these are blended, that's just some of them. I have maybe one or two more somewhere. Once they're blended, it's really going to pull out the colors. I think it's going to be really pretty and comfortable. I kind of want that bohemian look with it. And then I plan to wear either my marled poncho, I can wear that with it and go walking, or wear my purple Sweet Divinity yarn top that I'm going to make, that I have started with all my, I don't know, 20-some whips, recent whips. You ready, babe? Okay, Abby's coming, so you guys can meet Abbey. Sorry, my hair is just a mess. It's driving me nuts. My bangs won't stay over. Just wanted to stay off my face right now. This is how it is most of the time, and he has a sporadic, doesn't really have a schedule unless he's running a route, but he'll text me and say, I'm coming soon. No, you're not. Don't lie. Oh. So we don't have dead time. I think I still got the fiber in my throat. To organize my whips, I'm going to put those yarns on the board somewhere else for now, and the little sock that I made my daughter when she was little. Allie, where's your other sock? I'm going to move those. That's a 4x4 square piece of pegboard, and I am going to use moving tape. My bags are labeled with my projects along with the hook size that I'm using, and any notes that I've made or drawings for the project are in there. But I'm going to reinforce the bags with moving tape below the zipper. They're just Ziploc bags. I use the 2-gallon. Unless it's a small project, then I'll use a 1-gallon. So I'm reinforcing them with moving tape. And then if I can find it, I'll use my hole puncher. If I can't find my hole puncher, I have a paper punch that's got the 3-hole things in it, 3-hole for binders or whatever, I'll just use that and punch a hole through where the moving tape's at. And I'm gonna hang them on my pegboard. And the projects that are the lowest are gonna be worked on first, and I'll rotate between the 3 or 4 that fit that way. I'm gonna try to get it four rows tall. It might be 3 rows. And then my hooks are long enough. I think my pegboard hooks are like 6 inches long. So I could hang a couple projects, I believe, yeah. Or yeah, I can hang a couple projects from one pegboard hook. So that is gonna be my system for this spring and to help me stay organized with my tutorials that I'm making. I'm gonna pause so y'all don't have to wait. Okay, everybody, this is Abby, my husband.
Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be here with my wife.
He said he's glad you're here with his wife. He has been my good little troll. He's been so sweet. I'll look at my YouTube studio app and, you know, check my subscriber count or whatever, and I'll see he's left a comment on my videos like, we want to see more of you in your video, or more of your video, or good work, you know.
Right.
He's been a good troll. It's been such a nice, it was a funny surprise.
Yeah,
He didn't tell me that he was
that.
going to leave comments on my videos, so, and then I've heard him playing my videos at night in bed when he's in there and I'm up doing projects, so.
Right, I have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you subscribe, and you know, we're bringing more new video for you every day. So at least
For now, it's been every day. It's not going to stay every day. I can't keep up this pace and go back to work full time. So.
I know you're gonna start work soon. Where you try your best. She like to teach someone. She's a good teacher, so she can teach everyone. And just make sure you subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss any video, right?
You got it down. Good job, babe. Subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss any video.
Yeah.
I'm not going to beg for subscribers. If you like my channel, sure, I want you here. We also have a Facebook group by the same name, Unchained Crochet. There's not...
We're also on Twitter, so...
You what?
I said we're also on Twitter.
On what?
That's what I said. You said we're on Facebook. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also on Facebook, Unchained Crochet, and my Instagram is Jennifer Aminu, Aminu. You can find me on Instagram. I'm working also toward contacting any of our people in the crochet community on YouTube that would like to be in our live, our crochet live lineup. I lose track of when people are coming live, and YouTube is not the best at sending out notifications for the lives.
Right.
So I don't like missing live chats. I love live chats. It's fun. You can stitch. You can comment when you want. You know, Krista with the Secret Yarneries one. I believe she is Fridays at 9 a.m., but that's my time, Eastern Standard Time. So, and she's in Kenya, lives in Nairobi, Kenya. And Abby's from Nigeria, so we're
Right.
kind of close neighbors, but we're both in the U.S.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So anyway, I want to have that serve as our YouTube community TV guide. So it can be a guide to when everyone's going live. Lori's Crochet Corner too. Got in late to that one today, and then it didn't give the playback on the chat, so she had mentioned somebody in chat was getting ready to go live at 7, but I couldn't make out the name that she stated, and it wouldn't play back the chat, the live chat, so I couldn't see who she was referring to, and so I didn't get to see that show. So if any of you have live shows or know anyone else that does, try to let them know for me. Get on my channel, leave a comment, and you can also email me at yarneatery1@gmail.com and let me know your show schedule. Let's see, Granny D, Knit and Squirrel, I think it is, with Granny D. She is Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I think at 5, and Saturday and Sundays at 3. But when people shout out the times that they're having, I don't know what time zone that is. You know, if it's live, it's not going to be the same time everywhere.
Right.
So we need to know if you email me your information for your live chat, your live show. I'm going to take and compile the list and take that, make it a list, and put it onto Instagram. And I will link that Instagram in my video descriptions. So I'll link that live schedule. And we'll also post it. I'll post it to my personal Facebook and to my Facebook group. If anyone else has any ideas of how to get that out there, so that we can all take advantage of having a schedule. You know, we can't keep alarms on our phone for every single show we want to catch. And YouTube's not been very good recently, I hear, about getting those notifications out, especially ahead of time.
Right.
You know, I want to know ahead of time if someone's having a show, you want to be able to plan to watch. So I don't watch a lot of regular TV. I don't watch the news much.
I know you don't like it.
He said, I know you don't like it. No, I don't. There's so much negativity in the world these days, and I'm a positive type. I like to stay positive. I get stressed out easily. And so I just want to keep my life as simple as possible.
Right.
So
you see, I'm looking good.
He is. He's always looking good. I made his hat for Christmas.
Yeah.
This is a pattern. I think it's something Bay Lake beanie or something. If you look up Bay beanie, you can pull it up on Pinterest. And I think that, I don't know if I paid for it. You know, some of them are free, but then you have to pay for it. And then I made his moss stitch crocheted sweater. It was going to be a hoodie, but he was pressing me, and I hate working with the yarn. I'll make blankets with it, but I don't like making sweaters with it. It's kind of coarse. It's the Karen Big Cakes. So he loves his sweater. He come home one day wearing both of them, all Jenny garbed out. And he tells everybody, my wife made this for me.
Yeah.
So tells all his friends.
Yeah, so it's good. So as you can see, looking good. Thank you.
You always look good, babe. Thank you, baby.
Yes. Let me cook my food, you know.
Okay. All right, so that's all for tonight. And I'm going to be starting my new headscarf. So excited.